So odd numbers किस पे बोलने वाले हैं? Odd roll numbers.
Sir, we
So
are
Mumbai
going to
terminal.
speak for Mumbai International Terminal 2.
Okay. And even numbers will speak for Gotthard tunnel, right? Okay. So all have joined.
Sir, except Dhanvanti and Umed, sir. Umed has a problem of network
Okay, fine,
at
fine.
his
No
room,
issue.
and Dhanvanti is in
Okay,
site.
okay. So no issue. We can continue without them. They will be given another topic for debate then. Only two of them. Anyway, so yes, you have seen. You all have gone through the video.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, start करें फिर.
So just before that, na, my screen is just a moment. Yeah, Umed has joined. Dhanvanti, can you call just any one of you call and ask her, or should we start without her?
So she is in site, sir.
So she won't be able to join.
I don't think she will join.
Okay, okay, no issue.
So it is either side. Umed has also joined, sir. So, yes.
Umed has joined us.
So we are 8 and they are 9. So we can
No,
start.
not an issue. That is not an issue. Anyway, individually you have to, है ना, इंडिविजुअल आपका फोकस ज्यादा रहना चाहिए. मतलब व्हाट यू स्पीक, कोर्स पॉइंट इसलिए टीम इसलिए डिवाइड किया बिकॉज ऑल शुड हैव सम वैलिड पॉइंट्स ना. अगर सब एक ही चीज बोल रहे हैं कुछ मतलब नहीं. तो दैट्स व्हाई यू कैन स्ट्रेटेजाइज एंड यू कैन डिफरेंट डिस्कस डिफरेंट पॉइंट्स. दैट्स व्हाई द टीम is made. So screen, okay, I'm sharing the screen. Screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So there are some points like how good your reason ना, जो भी आप point बोल रहे हो तो reasoning होना चाहिए. तो some weightage is there for reasoning, some is for composure, है ना, how much you are composed during speaking, है ना, और कितना valid points बोलते हो. And in when your turn comes then only you speak, that is always appreciated. Or whenever you want to speak you can just, है ना, you can just ask permission, or you can just, किसी की बात को काटना नहीं है. We have to just listen carefully and then we can answer it. So two people may be right. There is nothing as है ना, two people may have different opinions and still both can be right. So ऐसा कुछ नहीं कि ये सही है वो गलत है. So how you justify yourself and how much deliberation, how much you press your points, है ना, that all is expected. So we'll start. Any of you can start from both sides. Opening remarks.
Okay, sir. Odd number start. Intro से.
Sir, sorry, sir. I'm disturbing. So
Uh-huh.
Dhanvanti said she will be joining after 10 minutes. So she's
No
not.
issue. No issue. No issue. Fine. Fine.
So from our side, sir, Gohan will be starting.
Okay.
Khalid.
Okay.
Khalid will be starting.
No issue. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Khalid, go on. Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good
I am
afternoon.
Qureshi Khalid, and I'm here with my group member Abhijit Moite, Jay Pandya, Majid Aslam, Haider
Khalid,
Sheikh.
those who are speaking, they can just
Uh,
on their video because है ना, only those who are speaking na, for that time period you can on if there is no network issue at your place. Yeah,
yes, sir.
Khalid. Yeah, go on.
And sir, we are here to speak for Mumbai International Terminal 2. Let me give you an interesting fact that the 17-acre roof of this Mumbai Terminal 2 stands out as the world's biggest roof without expansion joint. This was a great example of innovative design and proper management of space. So friends, what do you think about Mumbai Terminal 2? Give your opinions and views on it.
Thank you, Khalid.
Opening remarks from the other side, और इवन वाले को बोलो, ये सब ऑड वाले हैं ना, खालिद योर ऑड रोल नंबर ना।
Yes, sir.
Yes,
हाँ,
sir.
ये
Khalid is
इवन
my
इवन वाला कोई कोई एक ओपन करो, इवन रोल नंबर।
Yes, Sumit. I'll start from this.
या यस सर।
Good afternoon, everyone.
हाँ
Myself, Sumit, and I'll be
सुमेर,
speaking on behalf of the even roll numbers.
सुमेर, you can just on your video till you speak.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yes sir, go on.
So I'll be speaking on behalf of the even roll numbers. We have taken the topic of Gothard Tunnel. So I'll start by giving a brief interview of what our topic is and what our project is. Basically, I'll start with the location. The Gothard Tunnel is located in Switzerland. It is a 3-year planning project. The planning was started in 1996, which was finished in 1999, after which the construction was started. And basically, it got completed. I mean, the last part of the tunnel got excavated completely in 2011. And unlike the other projects which our counterparts have got, this project which we have been taken is a milestone in itself, because like other tunnels, this is the longest tunnel in the world, and also with a towering 2,300 tons over it of the mountains in the Alps region. Apart from having the benefits of being a miracle in its construction, this construction is also advantageous to the people living around it. As in, for when we look at a project for advantages, we usually look at what it does to the time travel saving, what it does to the economy, and what it does to the environment. Speaking of the environment, the aggregates which are used in the project have been completely used, or 100% of the aggregates have come from the things with the rocks which are blasted from the tunnel. So it is completely eco-friendly, as in the transportation cost has been cut by a lot of amount by using the same aggregates. As for revenue generation, this project is expected to generate around $400 million per year, and this approximate amount is also being achieved every single year. So this is a great boon for the people living around it. As for the travel time saving, the travel time which was taken for the completing the round journey across the Alps have been reduced by 1 hour, which is a great deal of thing. And people now mostly take this train route only and avoid this car routes. Thank you.
Okay, good. So again, odd roll numbers. According to you, why do you say that the project management was of a superior, you can say superior quality in the Navi Mumbai airport?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Jay, you can speak.
Sir, first I would like to apologize. I am from a desktop PC, so I don't have a webcam.
No issue, no issue. That should not be a constraint. You can speak.
So, sir, before answering to your question, I would like to just give you an overview that what were the main key points of the focus for the entire world in our project. So, the terminal, the Chhatrapati Shivaji International Airport, is one of the busiest airports of the South Asia entirely, and is ranked among 48th busiest airport in the world. And this airport is a gateway for Mumbai. As Mumbai is a financial capital, it was decided that we would expand the terminals as it is the busiest one. This airport handles 1/5 of the India's air traffic. So this is one of the key points of that. And as for our construction management point of view, we should know about who was contracted for this project. So it was a joint venture between Airports Authority of India and GVK. The same GVK which is currently handling Navi Mumbai International Airport. So, sir, I would like to come to your point. from the point of view of construction management, how it was handled appropriately. Okay, sir, shall I start?
Yes, yes.
My voice is audible?
Yeah, you are audible. You are perfectly audible.
Okay, sir.
Okay. From the other side?
Sir, it is one of the uh, the
Yeah, yeah.
entire structure. Yes, sir.
Yeah, go on, Jay.
Sir, the terminal size which was planned is for 40 million passengers per annum. So, by seeing the footfall of passengers, it was really necessary to manage the structure as well as the save the space for the accommodation. So, the span of the entire structure is 11,000 square meters, and it is one of the India's first and most advanced vertical passenger terminal.
Good.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fine. From the other
Thank you.
side? You want to speak some more, Jay?
Yes, sir. I have certain points right now.
Mm-hmm.
So the main challenge was during this construction was we were only having 1200 acres of land available. So
Mm-hmm.
proper space utilization was one of the challenges. So what we did was instead of giving individual columns to the structure, uh, a, s- a petal kind of a structure like was a given to give us maximum space and even give structural stability to the structure. So similar airports like our is Delhi Airport, which is spread along 5,000 acres of land. The Bengaluru Airport, 5,500 acres of land. So what we did, what the project was like, the it was a special X shape given to the terminal to maximize the surface area. So if you can imagine from the top view, if we draw an X, so the X shape gives a lot of surface area on our land. So we just need to erect that X shape with the help of the columns, and a suitable structure should be made. So it was made with a like a narrow box shape, and it accommodated on 31 gates. So you can imagine, sir, that giving 31 gates means on just the land of 1200 acres was one of the uh, greatest thing established while constructing this. Thank
Okay,
you, sir.
good.
Yeah.
Good, good. Yes, from the other side?
Sir, I'll start.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. So, talking about the Gotthard Tunnel, which is not only the longest tunnel and the deepest railway development till date, it also offers a lot of sustainable integrated solutions along with its world-breaking records, including using high-tech concrete recycled aggregates, as earlier mentioned by Sumer, cement, and also rail-based logistics. So, if we talk about the high-tech concrete, the Lafarge Holcim, which was the parent organization, it supplied total volume of 1.3 million cubic meters for the sections of the tunnel through two RMX plants. And as earlier said, it used 100% of the aggregates from the recycled excavated materials, which has significantly limited the amount of primary aggregate resources. And they have also installed microwave sensors and a heating system to control the relative moisture, temperature, and the quality of recycled aggregate. So they also have these little sensors uh, what through the tunnel. And the cement, they delivered 400,000 tons of cement for this project. Two types that have been used are the Bodio and Fido uh, the, for the floor and inner shell of the profile. And the rail-based logistics was one of the requirements laid down by the client was for at least 90% of the materials to be delivered by train. And the parent organization provided superior logistical capabilities through its rail-linked cement plants. And it also has many project benefits as the main purpose of the Gotthard Tunnel is to increase the local transport capacity through alpine barrier, uh, especially it controls the freight from freight trucks to freight trains. So it has also saved a lot of travel time, and additional revenues have been saved. And as I talked earlier, the environmental preservations have also been very significant. Thank you.
Musab has not joined. Musab Kadri. Yes, Haider.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Haider, your odd
Actually,
roll you are from the odd side or even side?
outside, sir.
Yes, Haider.
Okay. Many of the point covered by my colleagues, my teammates, and there are some points which I would like to focus on the same. Actually, on the time of construction, there was one more problem. Is that Shivaji statue relocation? Actually, the location of the statue fell into the footprint of the new user terminal. And the protest by BJP and Manse was taken against statue relocation. For the same, actually the temporary highway truss was constructed, and this was the largest temporary structure ever built to prevent blockage, and it consists around 12,000 steel pieces, which were connected by bolts. And apart from that, uh, the that's it. I know
So
about it.
either do you think they did sufficiently well to manage the, you can say there was reservation na, from the side of shifting of Chhatrapati statue.
Yes.
So how did they manage that particular issue?
Actually, they had managed by the constructing alternative ways.
Okay, Majid has raised hand. Majid, yes, Majid.
यस सर वही एक टेम्पोररी स्ट्रक्चर बहुत मतलब एक टेम्पोररी स्ट्रक्चर बना करके उसने वो
हाँ,
शेड
as far as possible ना, you try to speak in English. सिंपल इंग्लिश बोलोगे तो भी चलेगा, बट कैसा है ना, जीडी में थोड़ा सा as far as possible speak in English. अगर एकदम ही नहीं हो रहा है तो it can be understood. ठीक है, या मजा.
ओके सर
हाँ,
Should I stop or
let
continue, sir?
Majid speak. Uh,
Okay, sir. After that, I'll speak.
yeah, Majid.
हेलो गुड आफ्टरनून एवरीवन
Yeah, good afternoon, Majid.
Chhatrapati Shivaji International Airport has a lot of counters, check-in counters, immigration counters, self check-in kiosk, fixed link bridges, baggage carousels. इंडिया लार्जेस्ट मल्टी लेवल कार पार्किंग और यहाँ पे काफी सारे पार्किंग है सर और अराउंड 10 से 15 ब्रिजेस बनाए हैं कनेक्टिवली कनेक्ट करने के लिए जिसपे अराउंड 60 पैसेंजर आ सकते हैं सो 1 minute sir it has also different hall like green landscape pranam prayer rooms close proximity to cities renowned 5-star hotels other facilities are also और यहाँ पे वेट फ्री भी है सर that's it sir thank you
Okay, yes, Haider. हाँ, Haider बोलो.
Okay, coming to my next point. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Coming to my next point, there was an issue of about sound. Uh, Actually, plane engines makes noise of 140 decibels. Okay, sir. So there was a special type of glass structure which actually reduces the noise up to 40 decibel, and it has two layers of glass around zero point 0.5 inch separation between them, and that was the unique about that construction.
Okay.
Sir, can
From
I?
my side, that's it.
ऑड वाले, इवन वाले बताओ, इवन वाला कोई है?
Yes, sir. Sir, can I come?
Yes, sir.
Uzair,
Hello.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Uzair. After Uzair, Saimuddin can speak. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Good evening, everybody.
Yeah, good evening.
Today I'm going to talk about Gotthard Tunnel. Uh, the name Gotthard is from the axis of Gotthard axis, which is located near Gotthard. The reason for this Gotthard Tunnel was that there are only four roads passing through the Alps. And during that time, all the four roads were very congested because it was a ghat, and the freight containers which used to travel from places was not easily for that type of roads. So the Switzerland government decided to go with the Gotthard tunnel. Sir, let me tell you that the Gotthard tunnel is the longest railway tunnel. It is not the longest tunnel; it is the longest railway tunnel. And after that, it will solve the biggest traffic problem in Central Europe. It is linked from Zurich to Milan. It almost took 17 years to complete, and almost 126 trains pass through that route every day. And it is said that it was completed in time and within budget. The budget of this project was estimated for something like 6.3 Switzerland French, and the final estimation was 9.56, which was in 2015. So the amount that was increased was mainly due to inflation. So it is good to say that it was completed on time and within budget.
Okay. Okay.
Hello.
Saimuddin.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to all of you. I would like to add more information about Gotthard Tunnel. Gotthard Tunnel was constructed by Mark Brunel. He was a civil engineer, and he took ideas from each and every tunnels, like five different tunnels. Whatever they have used technology, latest technology, they used all this technology in to making the Gotthard tunnel. They have used. They have uh, uh, they have divided into five different leaps, naming collapse, blasting, machine boring, ventilation, precision, and safety. Actually, Mark Brunel was a civil engineer, and he was working in a dockyard. And at that time, she was saying that woodworm, which eats the wood, and having simultaneously they make a shell around it to protect the layers. So that area he captured from that, and he was used in to making the Gotthard tunnel. First of all, they make a huge iron frame having a 36 frames, and on each and every foot a man can stand there, and they have put in the front of that tunnel whiteboard in different parts. So at that time, when we have to dig any part, so only that whiteboard part can remove, and digging was done. So this concept is used by a Mark Brunel tunnel, which was he was working in a dockyard. And then for digging this tunnel, every 2,000 workers working working there. That's it, sir.
Okay. Tarannum.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, may I speak?
Tarannum, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Tarannum Sheikh, you can speak.
Okay. As my friend have told that major challenges, it is one of them that as per there is a space challenge in international airport. So there is a temporary highway truss was constructed to tackle with this problem due to the shortage of span. And this was the largest temporary structure ever built with to prevent the blockages, and it consists nearly about 12,000 steel pieces which were connected only by the bolts, and it took nearly about 3 months to install this temporary truss. And this is used to transfer the pods to require the location with the help of the bogie. And yes, the roof is nearly about 7 acres in the size, covered by the skin-lined thermal plastic membrane, spanning more than 10 city blocks. And engineers created 135 feet tall mega columns. And it to complete that column, it takes nearly about 3.5 months. That is the means it, this is one of the challenge that as per my opinion.
Okay.
So can I speak?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you can speak.
Yes. So talking about the world's largest railway tunnel, so the main purpose of Gotthard-based tunnel is to increase the local transport facilities, and especially for freight, to shift the freight volumes for trucks from trucks to trains, and this both significantly reduces the road crashes involving trucks, and it reduces the environmental damage caused by heavy trucks, and it also reduces the passenger travel time. Like from Milan to Zurich, it was 4 hours 3 minutes, and which was reduced to 3 hours 26 minutes. So approximately 35 minutes was saved. And then from Lugano to Zurich, it was 2 hours 41 minutes to 2 hours 8 minutes. So approximately 30 minutes was saved. And then there was also many challenges faced during the construction. The road between had countless hairpin turns and curves, so it posed a huge challenge for automobiles. And to to save the construction time, uh, so the four access tunnels were built so that the cost could be minimum, and it could be and the construction would be started at four different sites simultaneously, like the Erzfeld, Amsterdam, Sedrin, and Fido. And also a fifth tunnel was later added, that is Bodio tunnel. Thank you.
No. Okay. Afraz?
Yes, sir. Uh, Good afternoon, everyone. Um, I I am going to speak about Gotthard Base Tunnel. Hello.
Yeah, Afraz, you're audible. You can go on.
Before the Gotthard Base Tunnel could be commissioned, in more than 3,500 test runs, the interplay of all tunnel components and systems was thoroughly tested. In November 2015, a train traveled for the first time at the maximum test speed of 275 kmph through the world's longest railway tunnel. In January 2016, the first goods train completed its journey is through the new Gotthard Base Tunnel. At the start of June 2016, the tunnel was opened with a large-scale opening ceremony and a public festival for young and old. The construction of the century was put into operation by Swiss Federal Railways with scheduled train services from December 11, 2016, and the average average speed of passenger trains on this tunnel is 250 kmph, and for freight it is 160 kmph.
Okay. Khalid?
Yes, sir. Sir, in Terminal 2, to create openness, they added flared steel caps of span 105 feet. This will allow to remove extra columns to create openness. They invented something called pods with 55-foot tall steel support structure that stretch out laterally, create 24 individually arches. This will allow engineers to hold up entire 15,000-ton roof without compromising open space below. And in Mumbai Terminal 2 plays important role by saving time, traffic, and but also generally generating more revenue from many facilities, while the Gotthard-based tunnel is just reducing journey time and linking Zurich and Milan and resolving traffic problem in central Europe.
Okay.
Sir, may I?
हाँ राशद बोलो.
Okay, sir. Good afternoon. As my fellow Jay Panda said about you, X type of runway. So I would like to tell you some more interesting fact about that. There is a Baba Atomic Research Center near 8 kilometers from this Mumbai airport. So it's a no-fly zone. So while constructing the runway, this is also a issue. So it's like when flight take off, it's not like there is a there is a no fly zone, so we have to take left or we have to take right. It's not as easy for flight. So avoid this thing, they have provide in a X type of shape.
Okay.
Are you getting it?
Yes, yes, yes.
And also it work was started in 2008 and completed in 2014. Estimation was approximate 1 billion, but at the end it totally take 1.4 billion. Also, T2 is the T2 hold daily 950 T terminal 2 holds daily at least 950 aircraft approximately daily.
Okay. Yes, Tarannum. Tarannum Sayyed.
Yes, sir. I'm going to speak about the safety of Gotthard Tunnel. Wayside train monitoring systems are fixed close to the track that transmits a range of measurement data to an analysis system to check if any irregularities are there. If any irregularities are encountered, the information is sent to rail service staff and to the wayside train monitoring system. Also, there are two emergency stop stations for emergency evacuations. Rolling stock is fitted with emergency features that enable trains to reach emergency stop station even after a fire has broken out in the train. If the train stops outside the emergency stop station, positive pressure can be applied to the adjacent tunnel tube. Also, there are two ventilation units. There is also an open water conduit system in each tunnel tube. That's it.
Those who are left ना अभी बचे हुए हैं ना, एटलीस्ट वन टर्न हो जाए उसके बाद फिर अगेन विल कम टू या उमेद कैन स्पीक एंड दोज हु आर लेफ्ट दे हैव टू स्पीक नाउ, देन विल कम टू अगेन विल कम टू अनदर राउंड ऑफ डिस्कशंस. फाइन, उमेद कैन स्पीक.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I would like to put some focus on the construction management aspects of the Gothard Tunnel. The tunnel construction of tunnel was a very risky and time-consuming task. Considering all the safety and precautional measures, first of all, the geological survey was carried to study the all rock strata beneath the Alps mountains. Later, the laser guided technology used to select the path. While construction, some patches of loose rocks were found. So the basic technique to avoid this portion, they try to get some lower depth. And regarding various aspect, the design of constructing tunnel, they selected two separate tunnels considering the safety precaution. If in case of single tunnel with two tracks, in case of accident, it it was high risk of getting another train colliding. So to avoid that major incident, they opted for two separate tunnels, which resulted speedy construction by putting the four tunnel boring machines at the same time from all the four ends, that is both ends for each tunnel. Later, they opted various ventilation techniques in which to cool the tunnel portion while project was going on. They used a very big scale coolers, but the cooler was self-heating while the cooling process to stop the heating of cooler, they use the chilled water from the mountains, and the process was continued till the completion of project. Later, in case of safety and in case of fire hazard, they put two separate stations in the tunnel and give separate access from the another exit points uh, to in case of rescue of the passengers. Thank you, sir.
Okay, good. Abhijit?
Sir, my fellow all students, they have depicted the construction management aspects in their words. So they are basically cost management, scope management, integration management, procurement, and stakeholder and risk management. Like Haidar said, there were some political angers over the relocation of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj statue. So the MIL very highly they have taken risk and they have engaged these political features into an opportunity to build an new technique like it is a highway crane like a temporary highway truss was constructed to tackle this problem, and this was the largest temporary structure ever built in provides the blockage and shipped the Chhatrapati Shivaji statue without harming. Mumbai Terminal 2 is a successful public-private partnership PPP model done by all the stakeholders of that. For this Mumbai T2 terminal, Chhatrapati Shivaji Finance was added. In that, Mumbai International Airport Limited (GVK) had 37%, then BDVest 27%, and others had some percentage. So total of 1.26 billion was the project cost for the October 2006. Then after that, GVK increased that stock to 50.5, and due to that, the debit of the project amounted to 1.016 billion, and it is provided by IDFC and UTI for a period of 24 years. The master plan, which was developed by Netherlands Airport Consultants, BV NACO, was unveiled in October 2006 for this T2. Then the interim stage was completed by the end of 2008, and it included the commencement and refurbishment of construction of T2. The contract for the reconstruction of the older Terminal 2 was awarded to L&T and designed by the Skidmore and owns to Merrill Sohm. International operation at T2 were started from February 14, followed by domestic operations started in January 15. So there is one typical feature for the Mumbai T2 airport. There is a state of the, this is an impressive $2 billion engineering and architectural achievement poised to serve as a modern, efficient, and vital transportation hub for India and the region. It has a the architectural feature like the technically complex and aesthetically breathtaking molded coffer ceiling inside the terminal with integrated column as said by Khalid, as well as striking retail corridor featuring perforated ceiling petals and skylights manufactured by foam glass. The ceiling structure includes more than 4,000 coffers, each nearly 100 square feet in size, and complex columns over 100 feet high. Foam glass levered sophisticated 3D and CAM technology to model and fabricate modes. So this was that. Then it has a highest ATC tower in Mumbai T2. That ATC 2 tower like it can handle many air traffics. So this is the point for me, sir. Thank you.
Okay, good, Abhijit. Yes, Alam and Anvanti are left, I suppose.
Yes, sir.
Good, Alam.
So I'm going to speak about dimension of Gotthard tunnel. That is length is 151 kilometer and track length is 57 kilometer from east tunnel and 57 kilometer west tunnel. They have two single track tube. The track gauge is 1.435 mm. The maximum speed is 250 kilometer and passenger train speed is 100 kilometer. The highest elevation 549 meter and lowest elevation is 312 meter. Tunnel clearance is 5.2 meter. That's it.
Okay, Dhanvanti.
Yes, sir. Uh, Sir, my roll number is a odd roll number, so I'll be speaking in favor of the Chhatrapati Shivaji International Airport Terminal 2 building. Sir, as my classmates spoke a lot about the building, as we all know, it's a X-shaped building, and with the Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj statue right at the center. Um, as Abhijit said, there were a lot of issues because of the statue being at the center, and initially they wanted the statue to be temporarily placed somewhere else, but the issue was tackled so smoothly by GVK and Airport Authorities of India. They temporarily erected a fencing kind of structure around the statue, and they had started construction in all four sides of the statue without harming the statue by any means, because it would be a political issue otherwise if the statue would have been harmed by any way or may have shifted to some other place. And as we can see, this is the fourth busiest airport in the world. And while the construction of this airport, there was a parallel runway which was in operation. So there were a lot of difficulties which were faced by the engineers while constructing this particular terminal. But this terminal has been able to generate a lot of revenue to the city as well as to the state. And this design serves to be really unique because while constructing, because of the statue, it was very difficult to shift the trusses and the steel structural steel members towards the other side of the statue, like to construct the X and the columns. But they had made the sliding assembly, like they would construct the entire top truss assembly and then slide it over to the other part without harming the statue. So that is a very characteristic feature, which was really appreciated by the civil engineers throughout the world. And as we can see, it was an extensive project as compared to the mass of the concrete used and the structural steel used. Earlier, there were some 84 columns, which was only reduced to 30 columns so that there would be more space for horizontal movement. And it is one of its kind horizontal movement structure. Like there is minimum vertical movement for the passengers, which adds to the comfort. And the airport is the airport symbolizes a national flower, that is the lotus. That's why it has so many petals, and these petals are they provide architectural beauty to the airport. And besides, when we pass through different petals, there are different kind of arrangements. Like there are shops, restaurants, and other things. As we move forward to the airport towards boarding a flight or towards checking out after the journey. And this airport is architecturally well designed, that it is a attraction for the tourist. Like even if you are not traveling, or even if you are not taking a flight from there are a lot of people who want to visit the airport for the architectural purpose. And this airport has won many awards for its management organization and the way it has been designed for the comfort and safety of the passengers and the people who visit. Being located in a much congested part of the city, they took care well about the construction, as well as they are handling very well the air traffic. And since past few years, minimum accidents or minimum incidents have happened on this airport, being its fourth busiest airport in the world. Thank you, sir.
No, good. Now, so yes, I will come to you, Jay. Question is, if I want to do any project in future, है ना? If I want to do any sort of project, because look, these two are wonderful projects. They are unique in their own sense, ना? We cannot say which project is better or which project is not good, है ना? ऐसा नहीं, दोनों project are wonders. And really, as a civil engineer, you're really delighted to see this type of structures coming up, this type of constructions, this type of projects coming. But suppose if you want to have a large scale project in future, है ना, in India, जैसे अभी समझो नवी मुंबई एयरपोर्ट है, फॉर एन एग्जांपल, है ना. नवी मुंबई अगेन, you know, GVK is the prime contractor for that, na? So if what you think, whether you think those people who are support or those who are talking in favor of Gotthard tunnel, the team which was there, whether it could do a better job than what is done by GVK at Mumbai International Airport, if है ना. I'm talking about the project management aspects and timely completion and the cost aspects and the managing various type of resources and all. So what's your take on it? Yes, anyone?
The take I would like to say about the take on management side of view.
Mm-hmm.
For this Gotthard tunnel, sir, the estimated cost was 6.32 billion, but due to the expansion and the estimated cost increased just to a point of 9.56 billion. But speaking about the Mumbai airport, the estimated cost was 5,500 crore rupees at the start. But the time by which the project got completed, the projected cost was raised to 12,500 crores, according to an article published by the Hindu in 2014. So you can see that the Mumbai T2 terminal, the cost went up more than two times. Like if the estimated cost was 5,500 crores, it went up to 12,500 crores. It is more than double the amount. But in case of Gotthard tunnel, the amount got raised from 6.32 billion to just 9.56 billion. The amount of money or the variation is very less in Gotthard tunnel. So I would like to say that if you look at the point of view, monetary point of view, the budget which was followed was too strict in case of Gotthard tunnel. Also, I would like to say, if you are speaking about the timely completion, the Gotthard tunnel was completed in time, but also in case of Mumbai tunnel, it was a late completion. It was not completed on time. Also, speaking about the construction kind of view, I would like to say there are a lot of airports. Speaking of the Shanghai airport, which is also much harder to construct, which was much harder to construct than the T2 terminal. So the people had idea about what to do in the project or how they could have tackled it more better way. But speaking of the Gotthard tunnel, it was one of its own kind. No tunnel ever before had been constructed that long. So it was a type of R&D type of project where no calculation was done. They didn't have time estimate, they didn't have money estimate, but still the execution was carried out more perfectly than the Mumbai, where the knowledge or where the facts were already there with them. So I would like to say that the contractor, the infamous Gotthard AG, which is responsible for the construction of the Gotthard tunnel, should be preferred more than this GVK one.
Okay. Yes, Uzair, you would like to counter it?
No, sir, I'm with the even number. I wanted to tell you about the
एक मिनट
safety aspects which were used
एक
in
मिनट
Gotthard tunnel.
वेट डू वन थिंग ना, एक एक उधर से ले लेते हैं, एक इधर से लेते हैं ना. तो यस, धनवंती हैज टू स्पीक समथिंग. Yeah, धनवंती.
Sir, yes, sir. Without knowledge, yes, sir.
Before that ना, okay, just before that, your point should be ना, even if you want to speak, देखो किसी को क्रॉस नहीं करना है, जो भी कोई भी बोलेंगे ना, it should be it is your own views, है ना. So किसी ने कुछ बोला है स्टेटमेंट, it should not be that we are degrading something और किसी का, है ना, ऐसा नहीं करना है. So whatever you speak, you should speak very frankly, whatever you feel genuinely, and you can counter the statements but without causing any, you can say ना, किसी का, है ना, directly you don't have any, because look, we are here for what, we are here for group discussion and we are not here for debate. ठीक है. तो politely and in the best possible manner you have to अपना point आपको prove करना है बस. ठीक है, या धनवंत?
Thank you, sir. So, talking about GVK, when it comes to the Navi Mumbai International Airport, the airport was proposed in 1997, that is 23 years ago, and the airport is being held. That is the restriction for the construction was there due to a lot of environmental permissions being delayed or environmental concerns about the Navi Mumbai city, and GVK is involved since 24 years in this airport process. And talking about the delay and cost increase of the Terminal 2 for the Mumbai airport, in which GVK was involved, it's because of the congested area that in which it is located. And as I only said earlier, that when the Terminal 2 was constructed, there were two parallel runways which were in operation. So taking care of the air traffic which was already operational on the Mumbai International Airport, they had to construct. Again, the design, that is the X design, which was very characteristic and unique. Then the architecture which they had to handle was of the world class view. And the other thing was they reduced the number of columns and the structural steel, that is the trusses and other things, they fabricated it on site. There was no transfer from other place over there because of the congested nature of the city. And as we can see, the Western Express Highway runs parallel to the airport. So, in case of any they had to take a lot of care because from all the sides general public was very close to the site where they were constructing. So the cost, because there were a lot of modifications in the design of the project, there were a lot of safety concerns issues with GVK regarding the airport terminal 2. So it got delayed. And similarly, as we can see for the Navi Mumbai International Airport, the project was being pushed since 97, and since then GVK was involved and the construction has now begun, and still GVK is there with the project. It has been handling the project with so much care that even with slightest change in the alignments, even with the change in the methodology, like 24 years back, whatever was the design of the airport, whatever methodology, construction techniques were to be used, now will be upgraded, changed. The entire design would have been revised. So the cost of the project proposed at that time will not remain same. Even we consider price escalation, anything we consider is 24 years. And that time, whatever design was provided, that would have been world class for that era or that, it's like 2 decades. So holding GVK responsible for the delay of the project or the rise in the cost is not appropriate, I feel. The
Okay.
constraints for each project are different, so everything
Okay.
should be deemed differently.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Yes.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, Uzair, go on.
Yes, sir. As you asked about the management, I would like to tell about the safety management in Gotthard Tunnel. So, as Umesh said, it used to get very hot inside the tunnel, so they installed big refrigerator cooler. Also, the next problem was the ventilation. So they used two tunnel system method. In this system, uh, a large fans are installed outside the tunnel, and fresh air is passed through one tunnel, and all the
Nee,
unpure air.
Uzair, that is fine. That is all spoken. You have spoken about that, na? My question
Yes,
is,
sir. Let me
we are taking it a step ahead. अगर मुझे फ्यूचर में इंडिया में कोई इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर प्रोजेक्ट करना है, तो which style of project management will I prefer? Will I prefer the style of project management which was applied on your Mumbai airport, or will I prefer the style of project management which was applied by the Gothard tunnel experts?
Yes, sir. I would like to go with the Gotha tunnel because it was on time. It was within estimate. There was no any political issue, not any type of protest, and it is still now proving to be a very useful project. The safety measures are also very good, excellent. They have provided two platforms for emergency use just in case something happens inside the tunnel. They avoided high rises mountain for the path because those type of high rise mountain could crush the tunnel inside. So yes, sir,
Mm-hmm.
I would like to go with that. The machinery which was used was very good. They used TBM and they also used that blasting method. In blasting method, they used a vehicle known as jumbo machine, which is a programmed according to the what I should say tunnel, and that jumbo machines used to drill through laser precision and do the blasting. So not more, not less blasting used to do. It would be just perfect for the
Yeah.
tunnel.
Okay, good. Yeah, Abhijit has to say something. Yes, Abhijit.
I would definitely go with the Mumbai International T2 construction techniques taken by MIL, because whatever they did in 1200 square acres, and they have taken application of functionality. Then they have set a benchmark that how to maximize the production or the capacity of the airport with the minimum available space. Like this concept of maximization space was applied now is been applied to Indonesia and Mali airport. It is Nagra Rail Rai International Airport Bali and Yogyakarta International Airport at Java. And talking about applicability of these methods in for the near future airports in India. In India, there is one very important feature, that is stakeholder engagement. In Singur, where Tata failed to identify Mamta Banerjee as a stakeholder, there Circo has failed to identify in Navi Mumbai, where applicability of when application of MIL to the Navi Mumbai airport, they failed to see the stakeholder like locals. They thought they have built this city Navi Mumbai, so they will apply same to the this Navi Mumbai International Airport. But yes, when applying to the maximizing space concept, the best method is Mumbai T2 International Airport, and it is very successful public-private partnership model. I would go with that, sir. Thank you.
Good, good. Khalid?
Ye-
Yes, sir. Sir, as Uzair said, in Gotthard tunnel, they have used various methods to dig, like tunnel boring machine and gunpowder. And because of gunpowder blasting, there could be a huge chance of creating shockwave that can ripple the fault in detail of mountain and can lead to serious damage in tunnel and on workers also. So this couldn't be a proper management we can use in Mumbai International Terminal 2.
ठीक है. I think we'll take someone from the other side. Na? Dua, you're odd or even?
Even, sir.
Dua can speak, yes.
Okay, so I'd like to talk something about the decision making from the Mumbai International Airport side as well as the Gotthard project management side. So first, let me talk about the quick decision making in case of the Gotthard tunnel. When the first blasting was done in 1999, no one could foretell the conditions that would be found deep inside the mountain. It was known that the high temperatures would not make the work of the miners and engineers easy. Inside the tunnel, they measure a high temperature of about 45 degrees Celsius, far above the safety limit of 28 degrees Celsius. So, as even Umaid said earlier, and Uzair mentioned that they had built refrigerated areas and ventilation equipment for the workers. So, once the tunnel started operating, the temperature was able to be calmed down inside the tunnel while the trains were passing through. And in case of Mumbai International Airport, these slums, I'd like to talk about this. The slums completely lie on the aeronautical zone, which is in the vicinity of the airport. They face a lot of noise pollution and things like that. So there was in 2006 the Mumbai International Airport Limited, the agency which is tasked with the operations at the airport, terminated its contract with the private developer Housing Limited and Infrastructure for allegedly not completing the airport slum redevelopment as per the agreement. The airport agency had cancelled a mega slum rehabilitation agreement signed with the developer to clear 276 acres of airport land encroached by slums near the airport. So, this decision has been pending since almost 15 years now. So, I would like to know how does it serve public purpose because it has been a long time since the agreement had been signed.
Yes, Jay.
Yes, sir. So I would like to highlight one major point, that is environmental concern. So back then, when they did drilling and blasting and everything in the Gotthard tunnel, they used gunpowder. Gunpowder is majorly used in arms and ammunition purposes. So when gunpowder is burnt, so obviously during the blasting it's all going to burn. So it released many of the gaseous harmful products like carbon dioxide, nitrogen, carbon monoxide, hydrogen, methane, and hydrogen sulfide. So these were the tremendous amount of gases which were released, which not only endangered the environment over there, but also it put the life of the workers at major risk. And according to the video which we have seen and reported, and I have read other articles regarding that, on the many workers were even dying during that work. So, and in case of Navi Mumbai, sorry, in case of Mumbai International Terminal 2, the deaths of the workers are not reported yet. I have not read anywhere regarding that.
Okay.
So that
Yeah.
was the major one point. And now I would like to tell another point related to the increasing cost. So we know each state-of-the-art infrastructure and everything costs money. Even the architecture, even the structural element costs money. It's made, the huge structure is made on 1200 acres of land. But apart from this, on the west side of the international terminal T2, there is a air cargo complex. The air cargo complex is capable of handling 5 wide aircrafts, the cargo aircrafts, and it even has the center for perishable cargo and temperature sensitive international export shipments. Like we send the things outside of our country, which are needed to be kept under temperature control. So each and every mechanism, each and every machinery costs a lot of money. And the major importance of this cargo complex is it has clearance, huge clearance and baggage areas. It has 9 colored X-ray cargo screening machine for export cargo, and one of the major milestone is that the terminal has the capacity to handle 300,000 metric tons of cargo annually, and it is built on an 60,000 square feet of area. So in terms of cost, is obviously going to increase the cost as an estimate, but we are also providing state of the art facilities, complexes, and everything required. As Mumbai is the financial capital of the country, these things are needed for us.
Good. Dhanvanti.
Yes, sir. I would like to talk about the relocation of the slums, as Dua highlighted about the termination of the slum development program. So, as GVK is handling the Navi Mumbai International Airport since like past 24 years, I would like to mention that the Navi Mumbai International Airport needed to relocate 786 households. That is approximately at 10 villages. So most of these residents were affected by this project, and they were commoners, common villagers like fishermen, farmers, or people who had ordinary jobs like auto drivers or something like that. And Sidco was constructing this is constructing this airport. So Sidco compensated this to all those who had to lose their land or their households for the project. And these people have been given and they have been relocated in parts of Thane, Navi Mumbai, and other sites. And for them to shift their household or their livelihood, NMIL had provided them a deadline up to January 2019. That is how the project got delayed. Like I'm talking about Navi Mumbai International Airport. Like there were issues and there are issues about the Mumbai International Airport Terminal 2 slum development and rehabilitation. But as the same company, that is JVK, is handling both the projects, they have smoothly tackled this issue in case of Navi Mumbai International Airport, which we can already see as all the 10 villages, that is so many people who are commoners, have been provided with the appropriate amount of rent for so many years when they didn't even move. They were already paid so that they could move as fast as possible by the government and the authorities. And then later on, now they all have shifted from that place and the construction is in smooth running. Thank you, sir.
Sir, I would like to counter the previous 2 points.
Yeah. Yes, Sumit.
Speaking about what Dhanwandi told about relocation of 10 villages of this Navi Mumbai airport area, I would like to state the fact that these 10 villages which were now shifted to Karanjad area in Kopra and Ulve, the GVK group has no hand in movement or no hand in allocation of this. And the credit to be given to GVK is not valid for that. It has been solely done by SIDCO and in place of the land that is given to them. So it's a give and take. Give and take relation between the two parties. So no credit should be given to the GVK for the same, as it has no part in doing this allocation part. Also, speaking of what Jay told about the deaths caused in the tunnel construction, not many deaths, but only 9 deaths have been noted down in the reports in the construction of the Gotthard tunnel. Also, which none of them has happened due to blasting, which Jay has told us. 0 deaths have been happened due to blasting. All of the deaths have happened due to negligence on the side of the workers. Many have died. Italians have died due to falling from scaffolding. 2 have died due to collapse of a bar which was hanged to a crane, which was not properly tied down by the workers. So all this have been done by the negligence part of the workers, and none have been taken down by the contractor. Also, speaking of the explosives or the gunpowder which was used in the blasting, I would like to say that drilling in granite is not a thing which you can do with a shovel. And the only state of art which was available at that time was gunpowder. No other technology was available which could have been used for the same. So gunpowder was the only option which was available for doing such thing in a short available of time. Also, not only gunpowder was used, TBM was introduced perfectly at that time, which by using TBM, the construction process or the drilling of this under the Alps was carried out in just 10 years. But in case of which, if shovels and any other methods would have been used, it was reported that around 30 years would have been taken for the same thing to be done. So I would like to say that use of gunpowder in that blasting for the tunnel is not a thing which you can hold the contractor to be accountable for, because that is the only state of the art which was available for doing the same. Thank you.
Yes, Umed. Umed can speak.
Sir, I would like to state a few facts about the projects in India. Considering the airport project and tunnel, both are the different types of projects. So the both companies have various technologies used during the project construction. Considering the GVK industries, they have plenty of experience in various expressways, power projects, and airport. Apart from that, in tunnel project, it seems that they don't have any project under their name. So for construction of tunnel in India, I would like to approach to the SBB infrastructure, who constructed the Gotthard based tunnel. So the experience and the technology they use, it can use in India for future projects. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, good. Yes, Alam. Alam wants to say something.
And this tunnel, it is in India, very much people is poor. That's why they are not offered airport ticket and airways That's why I'm saying railway tunnel is better than airport. That's
हाँ अभिजीत, अभिजीत can speak.
Sir, Sumer told about the deaths in Gothard Best Tunnel. So I'm not comparing, but the deaths are death by any means, by negligence or anything. It is a death, and that is due to accidents only. So you can check the encyclopedia of the Gothard work. So they have given that one German was dead due to hit by boring bar that fell 700 meters. One is South African buried by the excavation material, one German hit by rock, and one Australian crushed by toppling cable drum. Two Italians hit in mine train collision. Two Germans due to crushed by mine train and catapulted from inspection of train, and one Italian fell from scaffold. That would be as you said, that due to their mistakes. But in the construction of these large tunnels in Europe, like zero accident policy, zero accident vision. So they have been deaths and accidents can be avoided, and these numbers of are very less compared to the Indian scenario. But yes, they are European standards and they can be avoided. And talking about the CIDCO and the MIL, even in the agreement with the CIDCO, they were aware that due to the locals, they are going to hit this project, or they will be doing delay of this project, and government of India pressed them to have that project, and CIDCO on their part failed to complete their time frame of clearing the land due to their local and their some political issues, because in India it is not unlike Europe, where geopolitical features are more important than anything. So that is different for Bothar Tunnel and this Navi Mumbai International Airport. When Mumbai Terminal when applying to Navi Mumbai International Airport. So both are different projects and cannot be compared. And each and every project has its own impact, and they can be utilized where others can be failed, because in Mumbai it was carried with the live air traffic. You cannot imagine with the live traffic when the very hard to work with the workers and everything. So that was my counter.
Okay, okay, fine. Yes. What about others? Dhanvanti. Yes, Dhanvanti.
Sir, I would like to speak about what Sumer spoke. He said that GVK or MMIL didn't arrange for the relocation of the local people in the Navi Mumbai International Airport area. As we can see, CITCO is the owner of the airport, so the contractor generally won't relocate the locals, or won't arrange for the rehabilitation. So GVK is not to be blamed for the long duration of the relocation. And as we can see, for 18 years they were paid an hefty amount of, I think, 80,000 per square feet of the land they had over there. So I wanted to speak first thing about this. And other thing is, as far as airports are concerned, Mumbai is going to have, if we consider Mumbai and Navi Mumbai as a entire city, this is the third international airport. The first two operational airports are being made by GVK, handled very well, and I think there could be no better contractor who could handle this project. And as we can see, it is a joint venture with L&T, so there should be no issue like appointing a foreign agency, foreign contractor without any experience in the Indian geographical area and the local materials and the construction methodology and the labor, as well as the labor, because the local people will be employed as the labor. So I prefer that GVK would do a better job than the other agency, like the contractor. That's what I want to say. Thank you.
Okay, we'll take someone from the other side. दुआ. अरे ये आप बाकी के लोग खामोश क्यों है? राशा, तरन्नुम, समीम, साइम, बोलना है सबको, मार्क्स है इस पे. यस, दुआ कैन गो ऑन.
Yes, sir. So, Dhanvanti, you just spoke about the slum rehabilitation process of the Navi Mumbai International Airport. Okay, but I was talking about the Mumbai International Airport, and the 80,000 families live in the slums, out of which only 17,200 family ka, matlab jo, the decision of relocating them had been taken. Even our Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Uddhav Thackeray, he had asked officials to accelerate the much delayed rehabilitation on airport land in Mumbai. But the slum around Mumbai airport, it's around 276 acres of land out of 1,900 acres on airport land. So the process is still being delayed. So I was strictly talking about the delayed decision making as compared to the decision making, the quick decision making of the Gotthard Tunnel project.
Fine. Saimuddin.
Sir, may I say something?
राशाद, you are from which side? First वो बताओ.
Sir, Mumbai Airport
हाँ
T2.
ठीक है राशाद बोलो.
Sir, as I said, the voice talking about slum and slum area around T Terminal 2. So I would like to say that there is approximately 1 lakh people live near there because this area is nearby my home. So I can say. So in 2018, uh, the government want to relocate all of them, but at that moment, Congress leader Arif Nasim was involved in this, and he tried to stop all of them, like they where they will go. So the problem is that at that moment we at that time we can't relocate all of them. So government have to relocate only 50% of them, and 50% of people they send Trombe site, Trombe and Chitakam site, and also there is a 1 lakh people also living there. So this is the reason that a project was delayed. Hello?
Yes, Saimuddin can speak. Saimuddin.
Yes, sir. I would like to share one unique technique which have been used in the Gotthard tunnel. They have due to the lots of pressure of the hills, they they have used iron steel arch segment. They have placed such a way that if we place a iron segment in a one to the another, it will not bear the weight of that hill. So this is the reason that
Yes, Sam, that is there. That all you have already told, na. What I am asking is whether you will prefer or which style of project management do you prefer for Indian context? Because India के अलग problems है ना. वो सारी चीजें तो आपने
yes,
फर्स्ट
sir.
हाफ में बता दी है ना. हाँ साइमुद्दीन.
Yes, sir, but I would like to share that technique because this technique which we have not seen yet.
ओके
That's why,
ओके
sir.
ठीक है.
Sir, I would like to focus on one thing that land acquisition process is always done by government agency, considering the cost and all the legal matters. So usually no contractor takes part in land acquisition process.
Yes. Yes, what about others?
Yes, sir. Hello. Sir, I would like to ask question to the odd team that if the management of Sahara International Airport was so good and so manageable, then why are they shifting their airport to Navi Mumbai? Shifting their airport to Navi Mumbai, that means that it was not successful. They were not able to fulfill all the requirement which should
Mm,
they have planned for 100 years at least. Thank you.
yes, anybody would like to counter this?
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Sir, we have not heard till date that it is being shifted due to its failure, or it's not a matter of shifting only, sir. The only matter of making Navi Mumbai International Airport is that the people of Navi Mumbai has to travel for long hours for their international and domestic flights. It's a primary objective, and as the Navi Mumbai is growing day by day, it's a necessity for the infrastructure. That's the main objective of Navi Mumbai International Airport. And as far
Hello.
as the project management is concerned, I have listened to many of the colleagues speaking about the delay. So the the main thing which I needed to highlight is the Terminal 2 was built in the busiest and the crowded city of India in Mumbai in the middle of the day. It was not made only at the entire night when the people are sleeping. So the main problem is the inland traffic, the passage of materials. The second thing, none of the flights coming in the Terminal 2 were stopped due to its construction. This is one, and I've heard so much about this. And for delay point of view, the Gotthard tunnel was made on the empty Alps mountain area from Zurich to Milan. So I don't think there was any traffic or any restriction or any constraint over there for delay purposes. So as both the projects are different, both the projects were made at different time of the centuries or different decades. We can somewhat consider that the technologies and everything can be considered, but the major aspects of delay are the busiest routes. And I've heard about the safety, the people died, and etc. etc. So the entire world knows the European standards for safety and risk assessment are high quality standards. Whereas in India till today, till date also, and even I can challenge that in Navi Mumbai International Airport, which is upcoming, they won't be doing risk assessment, they won't be doing safety assessment because we don't have any stringent mandatory laws and standards on that.
Okay. Okay. Uzair,
Yes, sir.
quick,
Yes, sir.
quickly respond to it, and then Taranum can speak.
Sir, I would like to ask Jay, that if Navi Mumbai people have to travel so much to go to international airport, what will happen if Navi Mumbai airport will shift to Navi Mumbai, and the people of Mumbai will have to travel to Navi Mumbai to catch flights, domestic and international. And the second thing that you talk about management is that Gotha tunnel is the machinery which it was used are like 4 meter long. The TBM machine, it's almost like 4 football field long. All that thing has to be assembled. This take a lot of time. It will take a lot of space, and we will have to make a platform for all those machines so that we can use that. So it was not so easy at Gothard that it would not delay the construction time of the project. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Taranum?
Yes, sir. I would like to answer the user's question, which was asked before. As we all are familiar with the population of Mumbai, and it is the densest city in the India. So 650 daily flights, only half of them arrive on time, which was an on-time performance. Means there is a desperate need of the airport. This indicates that there is a desperate need of an airport in the Navi Mumbai. That's it.
Okay, last few minutes are left, so I want those who have spoke only once, na? They should say something. Afraz, Haider has spoken. Okay. Afraz, Majid, Samin, ठीक है? Afraz, Majid, Samin, and Tarannum Sayyed. You speak, and in the
Excuse me,
end,
sir. Excuse me, sir. I
quickly,
would like to add just one point. Just one point.
yeah, quickly. Yeah.
My friend said that people of Mumbai had to travel to Navi Mumbai, Navi Mumbai or whatever this is. But I would like to tell one thing that when I traveled even in domestic airlines in India, once I was coming from Delhi 2 to 3 years back, my flight was roaming around the Mumbai city in air for 1 hour due to air traffic. The making of Navi Mumbai International Airport, one of the primary objective is that to reduce the air traffic and to and flight should be coming on time, because the main constraint of the airport air transport is that the delay. There's no flight in the world that is not delayed. But to reduce the delay, we are making that new airport. And on seeing the growing population of the Navi Mumbai, that area will be extended more. Like Pune is coming outside near the expressway. Even it is going to go beyond Panvel in upcoming times. There's no space in Mumbai practically for expansion.
Yeah. Yes, so basically there are two different airports ना. नवी मुंबई में अलग एयरपोर्ट बन रहा है, मुंबई का एयरपोर्ट रहने वाला है, it is not going to go anywhere.
And sir, I would like to say something.
Sir, 1 minute.
हाँ, आप लोग बोलो, लेकिन जो लोग एक ही बार बोले उनको कुछ तो बोलने दो, टाइम नहीं है ना. This can go on till evening. ठीक है, one minute quickly you can speak, and those who have spoken only once they need to speak now. Okay, fine. Yes.
So I would like to speak.
हाँ या तरन speak. बोलो.
So I think Gotthard tunnel techniques should be used as it has used powerful drilling machines, precise monitoring solutions, reliable instruments, and experienced manpower and efficient tools. And also, it couldn't have been possible without the efficient drilling machines. That's why, and a longer 4 football ground size of machines have been used. So I think these type of tools and machineries should be used in India to have such efficiency.
Hello, am I audible? Hello.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
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 sir.
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 You're
Yes, sir.
audible.
Sorry, my network issue is there. Fine. Majid is there. Majid. Hello. Majid is there. Majid.
Yes, sir. He just left the meeting, I think, due to
Okay,
technical error.
okay, fine.
He
Fine.
just now left with you, I think.
Samin. Samin, you can throw some light. Yeah, माजिद और समीन, एनी ऑफ दोनों में से कोई एक बोलो. Yes. If you don't want to speak, I can tell others to speak. ठीक है माजिद, आवाज आ रही है माजिद मेरी? I think there is some network issue at his place. Samin is there. Samin. ठीक है. Yes. Yeah. Abhijit.
Sir, I will counter the point of Uzair first. He talked about the necessity of the airport in Navi Mumbai. First, I would like to add that Mumbai airport traffic, passenger traffic is as on today is 48.5 or 60 million passenger per annum. And the Navi Mumbai International has been developed for the smart city. The Navi Mumbai earlier was a satellite city. Now it has been converted to smart city, and the requirement of smart cities are different. And the total population, annual population demand for this Navi Mumbai airport was 20 million per annum uh, on 2020. But when this will construct, the construction is over and it will be operational, it would be already have been reached to 90 million passenger per annum. Then second, Dua told regarding the reallocation of the slums and their people. The problem was the slum that government had constructed some residential towers for them at Trombe site, but due to duplicacy and reluctancy from the slum dwellers, the government could not complete it due to their vote bank shares. So and but this much also. Thank you.
Okay, good. Yes, anybody wants to add anything, or shall we conclude? Alam, Tarannum. You want to add anything? Okay, fine. Taranam, you want to add anything to it? No. Okay.
No, no, sir.
Okay, good. Samin is there? Samin?
Hello. Yes,
Ah,
sir.
ah, same
Sir,
question to you.
sorry, actually, my phone
Mm,
got hanged. I'm
No,
not
no
able.
issue. No issue. That is understood, na? You just tell me now your odd roll number or even roll number?
Even, sir, even.
हाँ तो आप मुझे बताओ why or whether the people who are involved in Godda Tunnel, why do you feel that they will be able to perform a better job if they get a project in India, like for example Navi Mumbai Airport? You understood the question?
Hello.
Ah, yeah, yes, Samin, you can go on. You have got my question, Samin? Okay, I think there is network issue at our place. Anyway, okay, yeah, Dhanvanti had raised her hand. Dhanvanti?
Yes, sir. I would like to say just one thing. When Uzair said that because there is an airport in Navi Mumbai, the upcoming international airport, people of Mumbai will have to travel all the way from Mumbai to Navi Mumbai to catch their flights if in case they book from the Navi Mumbai International Airport. Like the journey would be very hectic from one end of the city to other end. I would like to uh, reveal one fact that there is going to be a metro constructed which will move from the Mumbai International Airport to the Navi Mumbai International Airport, and the train journey would be of around 1 hour approximately. And it will be done. This metro line is constructed just for the purpose so that if any time there is a delay in the flight or the schedule of the flight changes, like the flight is supposed to take off from the Mumbai airport, but there is heavy air traffic, so the flight is going to take off from the Navi Mumbai International Airport. All the passengers will be transported via this metro line from the Mumbai airport to the Navi Mumbai airport, and they can board the flight. Or if anybody misses a connecting flight from the Mumbai airport, they can go to the Navi Mumbai airport, and vice versa can take place. So connecting both the airports is on plan and will be executed, and the metro line is already in construction and it will be in force soon. I think approximately even before the Navi Mumbai International Airport is operational, the metro line will be ready. So there is no issues in connectivity between the two airports, and there'll be smooth functioning. Like the airports can perform and help reduce the air traffic around the city. That's what I wanted to say.
Okay, good. So, okay, we'll end this meet. So before that, now what are the important takeaways from this particular group discussion? So all of you raised valid points, good points, and we are not here to compare the two contractors. We are just to raise some points because look, ultimately now after you pass your ME and you are employed in say some, we all expect you, or it is rather a dream as a teacher. We want you to see employed somewhere in say a good particular good firm wherein you have to take decisions, and decisions लेने के लिए even though your thought process and everything will be good, बट इफ यू आर नॉट एबल टू कन्वे है ना, अगर आप है ना जो मैनेजमेंट को और जो है ना पर्टिकुलर बॉडी है, सपोज यू आर नॉट एबल टू express yourself, so it is of no use na, even though your thinking and your concepts and all are clear. So the purpose of GD is that you should open up and you should speak out your mind है ना. So some people I found out that still a lot of work needs to be done. Okay, some people were good. Abhijit was good. Sumer was good. Dhanvanti spoke well. And Jay spoke well. Of course, there are others. I'm not able to name all of you, but you spoke well. But again, many of you still at this level, na, because आप BE में ठीक था, BE level तक it's okay. but now you're ME students na, and you have done a course lab practice 2 आपने किया है, जिसमें extensively sir has taught you about this group discussion and all ना. So even though English is ठीक है, English तो आपको अच्छा करना ही है, there is no doubt पे कि we cannot है ना, तो उस पे वर्क करना है. उसके अलावा even if your English is not good or not very polished I'll say, but still you need to है ना एटलीस्ट एक कॉन्फिडेंस बताना है कि हाँ ये पॉइंट है. इवन थोड़ा बहुत इंग्लिश टूटी फूटी हो तो भी चलेगा, है ना. इवन totally you cannot ignore English, but ठीक है, you should at least be able to convey what you want to say, है ना, is one thing. Another thing is there are difference in opinions, of course. Wherever you go, whichever company you join, there will be difference of opinion. ऐसा नहीं होगा कि everybody will आपके हाँ में हाँ मिलाएंगे, ऐसा होगा ही नहीं. There will be difference of opinion, and you should be able to have your say. ऐसा नहीं है कि somebody has difference of opinion, he will be dominant over you, ऐसा नहीं है. You should be able to have your say, but in a polite way. ऐसा भी नहीं होना चाहिए कि आप बहुत ज्यादा है ना गुस्सा और झगड़ा वगड़ा कर दो साइड पे, ऐसा भी नहीं है. आपके ऑफिस में देयर शुड बी अ डेकोरम मेंटेन बिकॉज यू आर लर्नेड पीपल, and you should be able to have counter arguments, you should be able to tackle, but only thing they should be based on some facts, justifications, है ना, ये सारा चीज होना चाहिए. सो दीज आर द थिंग्स. अगेन ऑफ कोर्स आपको इट इज नॉट द एंड, यू हैव टू कीप ऑन लर्निंग, ऐसा नहीं है. अगेन सेकेंड ईयर में जब जाओगे तो आपको प्रोजेक्ट से बहुत सारे प्रेजेंटेशंस देने हैं उसमें, तो अगेन उसमें हाउ टू प्रेजेंट है ना, एंड हाउ टू, बिकॉज उसमें टाइम कंस्टेंट इज वेरी मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट, बिकॉज आप यू कैन नॉट गो स्पीकिंग ऑन ना वॉट एवर इज योर पॉइंट, कम से कम वक्त में आपको पॉइंट आपका बताना है. दैट इज द क्रक्स ऑफ एनी इंपॉर्टेंट ग्रुप डिस्कशन. बिकॉज इफ यू गो ऑन लेंदी डिस्कशंस, क्या हो जाएगा, उसका कुछ रीजनेबल आउटकम, मेजरेबल आउटकम नहीं आएगा. डिस्कशंस होते रहेंगे लेकिन आउटकम कुछ नहीं आएगा. सो वॉट एवर यू वांट टू से, इन लिमिटेड टाइम, टाइम इज मनी इट इज सेड ना, लिमिटेड टाइम में आपको आपका यू हैव टू कन्वे योर मैसेज टू द कंसर्न कंसर्न पीपल. फाइन. So good, it was a good discussion and I'm happy many of you have raised very good points. So fine. Yes, anything else? Anybody would like to add something? किसी को कुछ बोलना? Alam wants to say something. Alam, yes.
रिपोर्ट सबमिट कैसे करना है, मतलब उसको अलग से बनाना पड़ेगा रिपोर्ट?
हाँ, इस पे रिपोर्ट बनाना है ना. इस पे रिपोर्ट जो अपना ग्रुप डिस्कशन पे रिपोर्ट बनाओ, जो जो चीजें मेन जो चीजें जिन्होंने बोली मेन पॉइंट्स अपना ऐड करो और कंक्लूजन लिखो अपना. सबका अलग अलग होगा ना, आपका कंक्लूजन अलग होगा, अभिजीत का अलग होगा, धनवंती का अलग होगा, isn't it? Here the point is, देखो लैब में जो भी असाइनमेंट्स है ना, लैब प्रैक्टिस में जो भी असाइनमेंट है, व्हाट हाउ यू आर कंक्लूडिंग, बिकॉज सॉल्विंग एंड ऑल, ये तो देखो जैसे पीएफए में न्यूमेरिकल्स है कैश फ्लो का, वो तो सॉल्व करते हो, क्लास में भी करते हो, बट आप कैसे कंक्लूड कर रहे हो और हाउ हाउ है ना, व्हाट व्हाट इज योर ओपिनियन अबाउट इट. एमई में मास्टर्स में जनरली योर ओपिनियन मैथड, बीई में वगैरह बीई तक सॉल्विंग एंड दिस गेटिंग आंसर डूइंग एनालिसिस दैट वाज ओके, बट हियर इंटरप्रिटेशन ऑफ व्हाट वैल्यूज यू हैव गॉट, व्हाट रिजल्ट्स यू गॉट, दैट इज इंपॉर्टेंट. राइट. इवन जब आप सेकेंड ईयर में जाओगे तो आपको वहाँ पे एक स्पेशल टॉपिक प्रेजेंट करना है, फिर अगेन डिसर्टेशन स्टेज 1 करना है, फिर पेपर कॉन्फ्रेंसेज में पेपर पब्लिश करना है, बिकॉज आपका जो एमई बिफोर फाइनल डिसर्टेशन इज दैट यू नीड टू सबमिट एटलीस्ट 2 पेपर्स. तो ये सब के लिए यू नीड टू हैव है ना, आप अभी से प्लान करोगे तो अच्छे से आप, एंड यू हैव टू वर्क ऑन योर कम्युनिकेशन. कम्युनिकेशन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. अक्सर लोगों का हमने देखा है, वी आर वेरी गुड टेक्निकली, इंडियंस स्पेशली, इंडिया और चाइनीज, चाइना में क्या प्रॉब्लम है, वी आर टेक्निकली वेरी साउंड. इंडिया में इतना नहीं जितना चाइना में, लेकिन स्टिल देयर इज अ प्रॉब्लम. टेक्निकली वी आर वेरी गुड बट वी आर नॉट एबल टू कम्युनिकेट, बी इन टर्म्स ऑफ ओरल कम्युनिकेशन और रिटन कम्युनिकेशन भी हमारा इतना स्ट्रांग नहीं है. So of course there is a good scope and you all have time on hand, you can develop it and you can excel. Yes, Samin would like to add anything. Samin. ठीक है, I think there is some problem at her place. No issue. Okay then. Yes, anybody wants to add anything last final कुछ बोलना है किसी को? Conclude करेगा कोई? Anybody will conclude this discussion? Uzair, yes,
Yes,
Uzair.
sir.
हाँ उजैर कंक्लूड करो, चलो कंक्लूडिंग रिमार्क्स बोलो.
Sir, both were project were very different, but what I think is Gothard management team did a better job as
Hmm.
compared to technology, as compared to time and budgeting. If they really want to make an airport in Navi Mumbai, we also know there are airports in Dubai which are on water. We also know Shivaji Maharaj Park is going to be constructed on water. So why can't we make an airport which is close to Mumbai as well as on water? So we don't need to make that Mumbai to Navi Mumbai metro, especially for this airport. But both of them are different, and I think international technology is better than ours.
This is the beauty of civil engineering. ना? You have many innovative ideas, na? But how much those ideas are practicable or कितना possible है? These all are research topics, ना? So
Yes, sir.
you
But
can
if
do
the
wonderful.
communication,
Yes, you can do
yes,
wonderful
sir, yes,
jobs.
sir.
ना? आपके second year में you can take some of you can take a project on this particular lines. Feasibility study है ना? It can be a very good project. It can just have a feasibility study, but उसमें all genuine parameters होना चाहिए. Fine. Yes,
Yes, sir, yes, sir. Thank you.
मोमिन and Majid. मोमिन राशाद. Yes, फटाफट बोलो. अब 5 बज गए already. बोल
Sir,
दो.
what I can say is one is
हम्म.
the India, other is Switzerland. Both are different country. Both are different project. One is tunneling and other is airport. One
हम्म.
country which is underdeveloped, another is developed country.
हम्म.
And tunnel, and when tunnel was built, it was fund was provided by European Union, also provided them fund. If they know that European Union fund them. And if you are talking about India, like there is a politics involved, geopolitics involved, bureaucracy involved, and also monopoly involved. Like, but we are doing better. Actually, we are doing better.
Okay.
Not best,
Okay.
but we are doing better.
Good. 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 Yes.
Yes, sir. Sir, I would like to ask. We also are getting money from international bank, but we are making statues. Thank you, sir.
No, वो ठीक है. वो सब मैटर ऑफ डिस्कशन है. वो सब चलते रहेगा. तो डिस्कशन आप जब तक करोगे वो तो देर इज इट इज अ नेवर एंडिंग डिस्कशन ना. ठीक है. यस. यस. राशा. जय जय.
So should I conclude or
एक देखो अभी टाइम नहीं है. एक एक मिनट में बोलो और हाफ मिनट में वॉट एवर यू कैन बिकॉज इन 5 minutes you have to finish. Concluding एकदम concluding remarks.
okay, sir.
Start.
Sir, as a part of a conclusion only, after every project is built, it the main thing is that it sets up certain benchmarks. So in our Mumbai terminal, it already set up a benchmark that it maximized the space. Like the concept of space maximization was coming to force. That uh, columns were reduced and the space was increased and etc etc. And it even motivated the countries like Indonesia and Mali abroad for their one airport construction. I would like to name them. Gura Rai International Airport in Bali was inspired with our terminal airport. Yogakarta International Airport was also in Java, which is in Indonesia, was inspired by our thing. So, and it is one of the greatest airports in the Indian history, as it is a most complex structure. So, in present day, it operates more than 100 planes in a day.
Oh,
The only
okay.
airport.
Okay. Okay. Fine.
Yeah.
Fine. Yes. और एक दो लोग कंक्लूड करो फिर मिलेंगे. यस उमेद.
Sir, sir, I would like to
अभिजीत.
say,
या अभिजीत गो.
sir, whatever Uday is saying that metro requirement and everything. My concluding remark is, if this project won't come, our civil engineer won't survive. So let them come. So more and more advancement and technological development will happen because we are developing country. So
एग्जैक्टली.
infrastructure development is welcoming for our civil engineer bit. Thank you.
एग्जैक्टली है ना. जितना प्रोजेक्ट्स आएगा उतना अच्छा है ना हमारे लिए. एंड इट विल बेनिफिट नॉट ओनली टू अस बट टू द कंट्री एज अ होल ना. ओके. ओके उमेद.
Sir, considering the tunneling project done by SBB Infrastructure, they did very well in their commitments, and as well as in airport work of GVK Infrastructure. They also did a very nice job in all the traffic congestion in at airport, at roadways also. So I would like to praise both the project companies for constructing and completing both the projects. Thank you.
गुड गुड. ठीक है. ठीक है. So shall we end? Samin wants to say something, but I think her network issue is there. Okay. Samin, you can remove your microphone if you're adding the if you're using microphone and just try once.
Sir, she is having issue with her mobile also and with laptop also.
No, okay,
So
okay, no issue, no worries. Okay, then we'll end. Okay, thank you all of you. Good discussion. ठीक है, इस पे अच्छा रिपोर्ट बनाओ. 26 है ना, डेट क्या है, लास्ट डेट ऑफ सबमिशन? 25 26 है कुछ.
26 जून सर.
26 तक सबमिट कर दो उसको.
सर
ठीक है.
कंप्यूटर में बनाना है कि राइटिंग करना है?
नहीं, कंप्यूटर में बनाओ. राइटिंग कहाँ करके बैठे हुए? मैंने कभी नहीं बोला राइटिंग करना.
कितना पेजेस का रहना चाहिए सर?
thank you, sir.
जितना पेजेस का बना सको उतना करो, लेकिन अच्छा रीजनेबल मीनिंगफुल होना चाहिए.
ओके सर, थैंक यू.
ठीक है.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
मोस्ट वेलकम.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir.